Hello, how are you today? Welcome to Merlin's Mountain. Thank you for joining me on this very special day because I'm recording this on Full Moon Day. That is Sunday, the 5th of February, and it's 2023. So it's full moon in Leo and opposite the sun in Aquarius. So, wow, you've got the individual thing, you've got the group thing. But, that only really applies if you're watching it today. If you're watching it in the future, do not worry about it. Anyway, welcome to the mountain. I really hope the magic rubs off on you. It's a beautiful day up here today. So, pick a card, friends. We've got, come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's kind of difficult to tell with it behind your head. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's it. Pick one of those cards, pick two of those cards, pick 3 of them, 4 of them, all 5. It's entirely up to you. I recommend all 5. I really do. Okay, let's turn over the first one and see what we've got. And that's a bit of luck. It is actually the moon, number 18 in the major arcana. So quite intense and very fitting for this reading that we are doing today on Full Moon Day. And it's all about moonlight, of course, and the amazing power of the moon. We should never forget that the light we see coming from the moon is actually reflected sunlight. So on the one hand, there's that kind of usual tarot meaning that you may be being drawn by a false light, but there is actually a true light behind it. That's the thing. Now, this is, going to give power to just about anything that's going on in your life at the moment. Whether you just kind of want to forget yourself and think about other people, maybe you need to do that for some reason. If you need to actually work on yourself, and that is actually a very good way of giving to other people as well. There's the power there for that. It's a good one for romance. If you're looking for romance, if you want to kind of bring some romance back into an existing relationship, or you're looking for a new relationship, this is a very powerful time to do that as well. And it's also actually, because this is full moon in Leo, and because at the moment and for the next couple of months there are no retrograde planets whatsoever, it's a brilliant time for letting go of kind of what no longer serves you, I guess. Oh, that's more the waning moon, but this is a great time to let go of what you might call, a friend of mine actually calls a parasitic relationship, where someone's like hanging on and hanging on. Or, maybe you're happy to be together, but they're just kind of not pulling their weight, or just, making life difficult in some way. It's a good time to lose that parasitic energy and maybe to lose that relationship altogether, if that's what you want to do. The moon. Card number 2 is the 4 of Cups, and here we've got this young man sitting beside a lotus flower pond, and of course the 4 cups there. 4, the number of the angels, and also just a nice kind of almost magical square number. Magical really because of its squareness. And we've got a kind of chronic mixture of good things and bad things going on here, really. And the answer is, of course, to try and turn the bad things into good things. And the message of this card is that you can. It's an exuberant kind of card, really. This guy is certainly lying back and doesn't look like the happiest person that I've ever seen. But it's when you're letting go of things that don't serve you anymore, or things that maybe served you a lot but you've done them to death and it's time to move on. This can be a very positive thing, actually, because it leaves a vacuum, and in that vacuum you find you've got something of a clean sheet, a new page to write on, and that's important, and that is going to make quite a big difference. So if you picked card number 2, looking at very, very positive possibilities of change here. I can't emphasize that enough, possibility of change, to actually make the change real and make the change happen, and for things to get really exciting. You've got to kind of put some ideas into it, but that's the great thing. That allows your subconscious mind and your spiritual soul as well to act on the situation you are in at the moment and change it into something different. So no bad thing. We can see mountains in the background of this card, and they're kind of green and pleasant. And so, don't fear that journey of change from where you are now to where you want to be. That's really, it's the soul journey. It's very in tune with the path of your soul through this world. So it's very positive. And although it's far away, you know, it is there, and mountains are there to be climbed, most certainly. The Four of Cups. So I've turned over card number 3, and the journey continues. Nothing else but the Chariot. Wow, okay, so this is really turning into it. If you picked all 5 cards, we're going places here. If you just picked this card, you're going places, you're bound to be. Now, in the more traditional Rider-Waite deck, the Chariot is being pulled by 2 sphinxes rather than horses, showing that this is more of a spiritual journey than a physical journey. Here we've actually got horses pulling the thing, and it looks like it's going pretty fast as well. So we've got fast moving progress, certainly a big part of the meaning of this card. And a reminder that the spiritual journey of the Chariot does actually translate into and relate very closely to a physical journey through this world. It's change again in a big way, but we're looking more at the process of change here than we're looking at what we're changing from into. This is the whole process of change, and again, very positive. You know, life is change. Sometimes change gets on my tripe, it really does. I'm about to go through a very unwelcome change as far as I can see, just because it's going to cost me a large amount of money. I think my car's dead, you know, it's just like Carmageddon. It has been since Christmas. One thing after another, and by the time I repair the next thing that's wrong with it, I'm going to have spent more than the car's worth just since Christmas. And that isn't long. If you're watching this in the future, this is February the 5th, 2023, so, you know, not long at all since Christmas. So that's kind of not really a welcome change, but if I knew the soul contract that I signed up to before I came to this world, this would no doubt be written into it somewhere. So it's no doubt taken me somewhere positive. But this is the nature of change, and it's the nature of the Chariot. Sometimes things are moving faster than we would like to do. But I've got to say it, you know, the universe doesn't drop these things on us until we're ready to actually handle these things, to actually do something positive about these things. So try not to have any fear about it, okay? I totally get it because of my car, because of a lot of things that have happened in my life. I totally get it. But, you know, life is change, and change is good because we are all on that spiritual journey, and we're all getting a bit closer to the wonderful sort of nirvana, the absolute joy of getting where we're meant to be, because that is going to be a joyful place. No matter what life throws at us, that is really going to be a joyful place. For example, one of the next steps on my YouTube soul journey is going to be trying to get a background where the cards all fit into it nicely. But hey, this one fits, and I think this one fits reasonably well as well. So there we have card number 3, the Chariot, and this is absolutely what if you picked all 5, this is what the reading pivots on. And even if you didn't pick all 5, friends, this has got something to do with the other cards. So card number 4, the Prince of Pentacles, inverted, reversed. So we're looking at something that maybe needs to turn around here, and this is up to you if you picked card number 4 or all 5 of them. This is the things that come out the wrong way round in life sometimes do it for a reason. That's why I'm saying it's up to you whether you want to turn this one round or not. But maybe it's a good idea to turn it round, because the Prince of Pentacles is very, very close to the seat of abundance, to actually bringing really good things into your life in large amounts, in such large amounts that you're never going to run out of those good things. And that would be rather nice, wouldn't it? When he's the right way up, the prince is that person, and it's written in one of the Psalms in the Bible, and I'll kind of paraphrase it because I only know it in medieval language. It's the person who promises someone something else, to a neighbour or a friend, makes that promise and doesn't disappoint them, doesn't let them down, even though that might hinder them a bit. That's the kind of person the Prince of Pentacles is, really. Very strong, very solid, will do you a solid favour, you know. And if this was the right way up, maybe that would be you, willing to do solid favours for people. Or maybe it would be somebody coming in who's going to do you a solid favour. But what we have here is the other way around. There's a stubborn kind of energy about this, an unwillingness to change, really. And if it's that, then it is worth turning round. But of course, the other side of that is, if you're having to be stubborn, if you're having to kind of move on in life and you can't move on and make the changes you need to make because you're kind of tied up to trying to help people you've made promises to, well, maybe it's time for those people to actually get into some self-reliance and work things out for themselves. That time always comes, this very day, actually, someone I regard as a friend has just kind of said something that's made me think, okay, I think I'm going to maybe go in a slightly different direction for being super friendly with this person. That's just life. But when you have to do that, another friend comes in, or it gives you more time to spend with the friends you value, and that's what you really, really need. This is particularly a thing in relationships when people are taking each other for granted. Never a good thing, really, and something you want to turn the other way up and get moving and actually put yourself first. I say this so many times in readings, friends. Putting yourself first really gives you a lot more that you can give to other people, and that's important. It really is. It's only when it's a situation like family or soul family that you're here to help for a reason. You don't want to let those people down no matter what. So there you go, two different meanings really of the Prince of Pentacles, both showing up here because he's upside down basically. And do you want to turn it round or don't you? It's up to you. But if you do want to turn it round, this is a really good time to think about doing that. And actually, because we're on full moon at the moment, if you're watching this today, the energy is there to kind of, really make that change, because as of tomorrow, Grandmother Moon is going to start waning. In fact, as of later today, Grandmother Moon is going to start waning, and it's when the moon is waning that the magic works in such a way that you can kind of get her to take away what no longer serves you. When she's waxing and coming up, she's bringing good things in. When she's on the way down, she's clearing the crap away and making room for something better to happen. Okay, so there is the Prince of Pentacles. Do with him what you will. Card number 5, and it's the 7 of Swords, the right way up. This one might have been more fun if it was upside down actually, but it isn't. And in this card it's a full moon night, so we're starting and finishing with a lovely full moon image there, and of course all the wonderful energy that goes with that. And of course there is the power of change in the full moon. Now this lady would probably like to bring change into her life because she's looking at 7 swords disappearing into the sand, and this is what happens. Often a trickster is going to be revealed when you get this 7 of Swords card, but this is kind of a different view of it. It's the Cosmic Tarot by Norbert Lusch, by the way, the Cosmic Tarot, and it has a whole thing of its own going on. The swords are going in, they're going into the sand and they're disappearing there. Now there's, again, 2 views of this. Maybe the swords are disappearing, the strength, in other words, and all the kind of crazy thinking that's going on and the things you've thought through and worked on so hard. Maybe those things are disappearing because they no longer serve you. Maybe they're disappearing into the sand where you'll be able to push the sand apart and actually bring them out of the sand again and actually do things with them. Maybe it no longer serves you, maybe it just doesn't serve you for the moment. And certainly if there's a trickster involved, that trickster is not serving you for the moment. That's an absolute fact. So this is one for you to think about, and that's always the case with the swords. The swords are all the thinking that goes on. There can be so much thinking that it's impossible to get to sleep, and that, friends, is very, very often the case with the full moon. I had an insane dream last night. I'm loath to kind of tell you what my dream is because people will start interpreting it, and I just don't want to put anyone to that hassle, really. But well, I'll give you a little bit of it, right? I was living by choice, locked into a monastery that was completely closed down, and it absolutely stank in there. And there were little pots filled with green powder. And I felt completely trapped in there. And then I found a window, and it was sort of medieval window with this metal grate thing over it with a pattern on it. I can't remember the pattern now, but it had a pattern, sort of wrought iron. And I never thought I'd get out of there, but I just kind of twisted this wire a bit and the whole thing came away and I could see out into the street inside. So I don't know, some crazy kind of revelation going on there. And the reason I mention that at all really is just because revelation tends to come when you get this huge amount of thinking going on. And you know, whatever else the Seven of Swords means, it's a sword card. It's over 5. We're on the sword journey, big style here, you know, so there is actually something either going to be revealed or going to be more understood because of all the thinking that's going on. So pay attention to those dreams, friends. So important. So there you have all 5 cards. So there they all are. And I'm kind of disappointed they're not all on camera. I've tried everything to try and, you know, make them work somehow. But hey, there you go. That's the crazy world of Merlin's Mountain. You're seeing what you're meant to see, which obviously doesn't include the top half of the cards. Now, there is an interesting thing actually. This is happenstance and it is full moon day as I'm doing this. So you can't actually see the whole of the full moon in card number 1 or the whole of the full moon that's showing in card number 5. Interesting thought, you know, and that's one to think about. Whatever's going on at the moment, none of us are seeing the full picture because we never do. But not until, at least until our time comes and we move on to the afterlife and we actually look back over our lives and see what's happening, which is fantastic, by the way. A little bit of spiritualist theory and truth here. When you get to the other side, something happens that's very similar to watching a film, a movie of all the stuff that's gone on in your whole life and working through that. Fantastic thing. I'm not going to go on too much about that because it doesn't have too much to do with this tarot reading at the moment. But just the way so much is hidden from us, the way those cards are kind of shoved up that way. I'll have to get a smaller head or something and bring them down a bit. I'll do that next time. But hey, there is today's reading. Basically, you know, much to be revealed, lots of good possibilities. And if you chose all 5 of them, then there's a massive journey thing going on there. There's a soul journey going on anyway, and that's pretty massive. That's always the case. But thank you so much for watching, friends. If you'd like a private reading, please do contact me, 35and83@gmail.com. It's down there in the description. You just tap where it says ... more and you will find it. Astrological birth charts also going on. And do check out actually my other channel for Astro Truth. I've been putting more and more videos on there. There's a 60-second, well, it's more like a 35-second, actually, quick astrology video on there every day, which has gone on TikTok first, to be quite honest. 60-second tarot is going over to that format as well, just because it's cool and it's quick and it's pretty and it works. So do check out For Astro Truth. My TikTok link is there, my Facebook link is there, my Instagram link is there. Hope to meet up with you guys on all those platforms because, you know, that's how the energy kind of gets the synchronicity going and, you know, it's just wonderful. So please contact me on those. Please drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, and why not hit the subscribe button because there are more videos coming up all the time. That's not why not, that's why. Why not? It's just a why not? Anyway, why not enjoy the rest of your day? Have a beautiful time ahead, and may this moon cycle from here to the next full moon and into full moons beyond bring you everything you desire. Love and light to you. Blessings, friends, and peace.